Thank you everyone for joining this morning. We've got about 6 minutes before session, so I'll try to make it brief. This week we'll have a late night, especially tomorrow, Tuesday, and we'll have full pack days through Thursday, trying to meet this deadline of getting Senate bills out of the Senate and off the floor. We've got an agenda that got revised today, and you'll probably see some revisions throughout the week just as we're trying to deal with the flurry of bills. There's 300 and some odd bills that if we hear them all, it'll be about 50 per session. And so expect us to be on the floor long hours. Expect us to be here late tomorrow. I've got my seven remaining bills will be on the agenda this week at some point. And we're focused heavily on trying to just make sure we get our business done in an efficient manner. I'm very concerned about some legislation on the federal side, HR 1, that really would erode state elections and our ability to oversee those and make sure they're have voter integrity. So you'll hear me talking about that more this week and looking at that. But Aaron, I'm just going to open up straight to questions since we just have 5 minutes here, and I'm not using my own computer, so I'm not as used to these controls. So if I mess it up, I apologize in advance.
Yeah, I'll open up to questions. If you have a question, let me know in the chat, or just we'll go to Ryan Gaylor was the first to put something in the chat. So Ryan, go ahead.
Thanks. So first, thank you very much for your time. There were a couple bills I had wanted to get your sort of reaction to. It's SB 560 and 806, both of which sort of came in response to the protests and the rest of last summer. And I just sort of wanted to get your thoughts on whether you support the bills, why you think they're important, that sort of thing.
So Ryan, you'll have to forgive me. I don't memorize bills by their number. Will you tell me the content of the bills that you're talking?
Yeah, absolutely. So 560 is a bill from Senator Dom about liability protections for people fleeing a riot in a car. And 806 does a lot of things. It's a lot of increases to penalties for stuff like assault and battery of a police officer, rioting, unlawful assembly, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so I'll have to look at the bills on their merit. I know that Senator Dom's bill is on the agenda today, and I think the other one that you referenced is as well. So I've got some questions of the authors that I plan on asking probably offline. The vehicle issue, obviously, there was the Tulsa incident, but I think DA Kunzweiler did not press charges. So I want to know, was the law adequate for someone who felt like their life was threatened or there was an issue? And so I have some questions myself. I understand the intent, but I still, those are not my bills, and they're not part of a caucus agenda or anything that I'm pushing. So I've still got to judge them on the merits once they're presented on the floor.
Great, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, Brent, go ahead.
Hey, Senator. How are you, bud?
Doing
Can
well.
you hear me?
How are you? Yes.
I'm good. Just wanted to get an update on what the latest was with the power situation, the bills that you were part of that press conference 2 weeks ago with the governor and Speaker of the House. Just seeing what the status is with that and if any progress has been made on your guys' part.
There's been progress in getting more facts. There's about 31 communities in Oklahoma that have some kind of contract with an unregulated gas provider, and that's where you'll see the biggest potential spikes in April on billing. But others will be a 50 to 100% increase if you spread it out over a year. We're looking at options to elongate that payback, but there's been no solution arrived at yet. We've had long meetings here on the Senate side trying to gather information. You'll see us pivot fairly soon to having public meetings to kind of see what happened and what can we do better. Still working through the exact approach we'd like to take.
Thank you. Appreciate it, bud.
Thank you.
All right, no one else is in the chat. If anyone else has a question, we've got a couple more minutes. If not, we can convene.
All right. Thank you all. Appreciate it very much. We'll see you this week and see you on Thursday.